Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself and KROQ, please welcome Mumford Sons. Hey! We did. You were on the phone.
Right.
Yeah, you were on the phone.
I wasn't on the phone.
I have, so I'm going to start off by telling you guys these 3 quick stories. The 3 most unprofessional moments of my career have been Mumford Sons adjacent. No, you don't even know the first one. Oh. So about a month or 2 ago, RUSHMERE, the song, had just come out. And I'm driving to work, and I'm blasting it, and I'm like in my own little world. In the morning, I take vitamins that are gummies. They're vitamins. Well, they're vitamins. But anyways, I'm driving into work through the gate, and on the other side coming out, I see Marcus Mumford. And I panicked because I was like, did I take the right gummies? Because I thought I was hallucinating. And so I drove over the curb and hit the gate. And I ducked, and then I got up, and by the time I put my head up, you were gone. And I straight up was like, that is the best song I've ever heard. It fucking manifested Marcus Mumford. That is a true story. Okay, so that's number 1. And I geeked out not because it was you, because I was like, my girl crush is your wife. I'm like, is she in the car? This is my chance. Second one, I have a bone to pick with you, Marcus Mumford. No, I'm gonna let you have it in a second.
Wicked.
This is wicked. I thought that one day I went to interview them and I said, don't curse. I know you're British, don't curse. And then I cursed. I found the video. It wasn't, you set it up by sitting down and saying, what if I say the C word? And that's how it started. Play the video. I was in the audience and everybody was like, is that oops. Can I say that? Oh, cool. They were like,
Hold on, she fucking swears. Unbelievable. She was just giving us a fucking lecture about it. I'm going to drop the C-bomb any moment now.
So when they sat down, he's like, what if I drop the C-bomb? See, he set me up. He set me up. But okay, I'm going to let you do your interview now. I just had to share that with you.
You said there are 3. There are 3.
I'll tell that at the end, because the third one involves you and Chris Moss. Christmas, yeah.
Copy.
On Monday, these boys played the Sydney Opera House, arguably one of the most beautiful venues in the world. And it was their first headlining gig in 7 years. And there's this picture going around of Marcus. Will you put up the picture? You look genuinely touched. What were you feeling in that very moment?
Oh, that's very sweet. I was feeling a depth of gratitude that I think we only feel on stage, that we get to do this job. And it's been a while since we headlined our own show. We did some festivals last year, and we've done some warm-up shows. This one was the first proper venue, and we went a very long way. There was a bunch of people that thought it was a very bad idea for us to go a very long way, but things really internationally started for us in Australia. Little R Man won a radio contest, shows the power of radio.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. It's never won one of your radio contests, but we so we went to Australia, and it kind of launched our career outside of the UK, and then Ireland, and then the States. Really, that was sort of the order of the first dominoes to fall in our great conquest of the world. And so going back there after this longest break we've ever had as a band from releasing music, and playing at the Sydney Opera House, which really, I had very high expectations for that place, because it's one of the most famous music venues in the world, and it did not live down. It was amazing.
Look at Ted's face. He's looking at you so lovingly. At first, I was like, is Marcus feeling gratitude or heartburn?
Look how bad my posture. Look how bad my posture is, man. I'm working on this.
So Ted, you're looking at him like, look at your face.
I look a bit lost. I look a little rabbit in the headlights.
So that was the beginning of the next era of Mumford Sons. RUSHMERE, I believe it was 2 years in the making, correct?
No.
No? Oh, I was wrong.
We did it quicker.
Cool.
But you're right. We have been in the studio for 2 years, not just working on one album, though.
That's cryptic.
No, we were playing checkers.
Oh.
Eating tacos.
Oh, okay. So eating shit.
Fiddlesticks.
Just messing around.
Fiddling.
Fiddling, okay.
I'm writing songs.
In the 2 years that you were in the studio with RUSHMERE, what did you learn about yourselves as far as where you were as musicians and maybe even humans that you put into this record?
I think a lot of what you just heard was recorded together in a room, and it had been a long time since we'd recorded that way. We spent the last couple of records we'd write together in the room, but then we would, in a kind of an effort to making things pristine and perfect, we would track each individual instrument like 100 times and getting it that way. But Dave Cobb, as a producer, was very keen to try to get that little bit of essence that happens when you're actually in the same air playing the instruments in that moment. So at least half of this record is pretty much just live to tape.
Just listen to the whole thing.
Yes. Most of that entire front row has heard it like 10 times. They sneak into listening parties.
Sneak.
Oh, so you've heard it. It's old news.
And watch, what's your favorite song? They mostly agree on that song.
Surrender.
Yeah.
I forgot about that song. Really?
Ted, you said something really interesting about when you're done with a record and stress testing it by letting other people hear it versus a non-community, like where you just put it out without letting anybody listen. Where do you land? Like, how important is it to test it first to all of you? And in your gut, when do you know that a song is ready or it's going to work?
Well, we had the great fortune of just living on the road in the making of our first couple of records, so we could really, road test songs at the very beginning.
Literally.
And it was, I think that was a training that's probably quite sort of bedded into the architecture of how we continue to write. I think there is a part of us that is perhaps thinking how it might be performed or perceived live, because we can't really do that anymore. Like, we haven't really done shows. The only shows, as Marcus said, we've done lately were festival headlines, and that's not really the best time to try out.
Here's a new one.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Yeah.
So we really just faced each other and trusted each other's instincts, and Dave Cobb as well. Like, we can't really thank him enough for the guidance he gave us on this record, because his whole thing was putting this curtain back and letting everybody just see us three lads making music together. And I think over our life together as musical compadres, we've aligned. I think there's actually, if we get out of our own way in the process, it's actually suddenly quite efficient and quite easy to make music together. And
how hard is it to get out of your own way?
So
who's
delicious.
Who's the most difficult? Who's the one that stands in his way the most of the lot of you? I don't even know.
I think we take it in turns. We can
Okay.
we can all be obstructive in certain moments.
Before we get to fan questions, one last thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I trust that you will. Look, I'm looking at you.
Always.
Oh, yeah, I know. RUSHMERE is a place, from what I hear, and it's a pond where you formed.
Like frogs.
Like frogs? Something, and
We hatched.
Like amoeba.
like amoeba, but
Primordial soup.
But is that true? Is RUSHMERE a pond where you form like amoeba? I hope that quote goes out into the world.
I just want to leave it there.
Yeah, I love it.
And we
You know
get to
what?
talk about that.
Same.
Yeah.
We
Same.
grew little legs and we just
Same.
crawled onto the land.
Same. We're gonna leave it
Immediately
right
on
there.
Wiki, it's already got like.
We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. We have fan questions. Postmaster Johnny, bring him up. This is Postmaster Johnny. Would you like to meet Mumford and Sons?
Yeah, how's it going?
Hi. No, why are you hugging me? Okay, I just saw you.
Yeah. Aw. You haven't got a chair. Why haven't you got a chair?
Do you want to sit here with us?
You're too handsome not to. Okay.
Just like for 2 questions, and then you know what to do. Do the right thing. Okay. So this is from Marcy Fox in Long Beach. If you could, this could get spicy. If
Well,
you
a
could-
name like Marcy Fox, I imagine it does. That's a
If
fake
you-
name. That's a porn name.
I didn't name her.
I'm so sorry. I never knew your last name.
Bow chicka bow wow. Marcy Fox.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not on Facebook, so I knew your name was Marcy.
Marcus.
We go way back with Marcy, but I didn't know your last name was Fox.
Nobody's
It's a
on
sick
Facebook.
Name.
Nobody's on
Not a
Facebook.
porn
Marcy's
name.
on Facebook.
I know.
I bet you
Marcy.
she's on Facebook.
Okay, if you could ask your bandmates any interview question, what would it be? This is why it can get spicy here. Look at each other and ask something you've never asked.
I'm not going first.
I think it's your turn.
We have
Ben.
to each ask each other a question.
Just if one person wants to like take one for the team, then I'll leave it at one. If not, if this takes any longer, then all three of you are going to have to do it.
Okay,
And
got
that's
it.
the rules that you play by.
Ted.
Oh, you have a different question? It's Chris.
Same question. Same question.
Why don't you go and ask Chris Mast?
Chris Moss is on the road with
No,
Sting.
Chris is out with Sting. Just sick. I mean, if I could go out with Sting,
Yeah. Waiting for the
stay
call.
out with Sting for a while longer. He's one of our best friends, so yeah, we're stoked for him that he's playing in a trio with Sting. That's sick.
Okay, we don't have to do the uncomfortable one where it gets spicy, but think about it for the future so you can all ask each other questions. You're welcome. Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay,
We'll have
cool.
something ready.
Thank you.
Vivian Holenbeck from UCLA. Okay, this is long. How does it feel? What do you think when fans have their own interpretation of songs that wasn't what you intended? Set them straight or?
No way. My least favorite thing in the world is when someone sits somewhere with an acoustic guitar and before they play the song, they tell you what the song's about. Because I'm like, if it's a good enough song, I should be able to interpret it however I want to, and it should make me feel something before I even understand it. So I think over-explaining songs has become like more fashionable. Certainly over the last like 20 years, I'd say, and I'm not cool with it.
Okay, no, I agree.
I want some mystery and I want some I want it open for interpretation. If I can feel something, then if I make you feel something, I've done my job. I don't need to make you understand everything about why I wrote something. I think good music should be able to convey feeling.
Agreed.
Anyway,
Malibu.
I can get quite ranty about it.
I
as you
see.
can tell.
I see. Malibu is my favorite song on the record.
Now that song's all about.
Hold on. But this is funny. Malibu, and I went to do a little research. I'm like, did they write it in Malibu? I was just curious about the song title. And the first thing that comes up is an article in Premier Christian Magazine where, where they claim that it is now the anthem of the youth that are embracing Christianity. I'm like, you know what? Let them have it. Let them have it.
And that's why interpretation is great.
That's one interpretation.
You know what I mean? Like, if it's making the youth of Christianity feel something, like, thank God for that.
Yes, there you go.
Great.
You've done your part.
You got to feel as well.
Okay, Kiana Morris from Corona. Which song from the... Kiana must be here. Hello, Kiana. Which song from the album is your favorite and why?
From RUSHMERE. Is that the
I
question?
assume.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to go with Caroline. Sorry, Ted. Ted was the real flag bearer of that song when we were in the studio, and he really was like, this song's going to be so great once we actually just put it down and on tape. But taking it out on the road has just been awesome.
So
it's like
fun.
every night it kicks off, and then like in the break, in the instrumental break after the second chorus, it just feels like we're fully in a party mode, which actually it's taken a minute to feel that way since we were properly having hoedowns in the early years. So it's like, it's great. It's like, in that sense, energy high.
And then this is the last one here is Amanda Robarge from Alaska would like to know, it's a two-parter.
Alaska's one of the 7 states I don't think we've played yet. So I want to do like a cleanup tour.
Well, especially when you read this and how full of
Okay.
love this is. The first part is, do you lads like to fish? And, or, do you know how loved you are? Thank you for all the gifts you give us. So now you have to go to Alaska.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I caught my first trout on a fly last year, and I get it.
Yeah.
I've never really got it before.
Is it like golfing where you just like, you become one with yourself and it's zen? Is that?
There's
I
actually
don't know
quite
about
a
you
lot
guys,
of-
but I'm certainly not like that when I golf. I'm the opposite. It rips my character to shreds. But this, I had a friend teach me who's a very good fly fisherman, and I'd never done it before. And I was just at his house. He had a pond, and we just were like, and I get it.
Yeah.
Because I grew up like with a really stinky little bait box. Because my brother was older than me, so in the summer holidays, I was effectively an only child for half my childhood. So I'd sit with my stinky bait box on the beach, next to a river mouth, and try and catch little sea bass. And I've always enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed my own company, actually. Yeah. I won't go into it. But I like fishing, and then I like mackerel fishing we've done a bunch of that together off the south coast of England.
I really love this for you. I feel very happy for you.
Well, I like eating fish.
Okay, and now
which
you can
helps.
catch and eat, and it all works.
But yes, I'd love to go to thank you for the invitation to Alaska to go fly fishing.
I'll give you this so that you know, like when you're out in Alaska and Anchorage, you can shout her out and maybe find her. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be lovely.
That would be cool. Okay, and then to wrap this up really quick, you played SNL 50, which I think is one of the best productions of that nature that I've ever seen.
Agreed.
The star power there was ridiculous, but the way that it moved, and you chose one of the most beautiful songs in the world, Simon and Garfunkel's The Boxer. Out of all the songs you could have done, including one of your own, why did you want to play that?
We love that song, and the whole evening was co-curated and kind of put together by Mark Ronson.
Oh, that's why it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Say no more.
he's an amazing force of nature, and he was asking whether there's anything from the stable of SNL classics that we love, and that song means so much to that show. It's been performed more than once in kind of very important times, and I think we actually cut it on Babel. It was on the extended version.
Oh, I
of
have
Babel.
it. It's my dad's favorite song ever. So when I hear the la 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 part, la da da, my whole heart.
Yeah, so it just felt like a great alignment, and we think that's such a great institution. It was so fun to be a part of it. New York was
Incredible.
popping
It was
off that
electric.
weekend.
Yeah.
Paul Simon actually sang on that version of the song because Jerry Douglas, the slide guitarist, suggested we do it, and we loved it, obviously, always. And then Paul sang on it, but we'd never met him until rehearsals for SNL because he did the main show with on the Sunday night with Sabrina Carpenter, and we met him in the rehearsal space for the first time, and he was stoked that we were singing that version of the song with that melody in it because it's on an Emmylou Harris version of The Boxer where they sing it, and he was like, Artie wrote that part. And I love that you're giving it an airing, and it's really cool. And he was amazing.
If you guys
really
haven't
kind.
heard that, you absolutely must. And then this is a quick one, but Ted Lasso season 4, will you be involved?
I don't know yet. I haven't checked my phone.
I'm assuming they'll
In a
keep the
while.
title track.
I think they keep you call it a title track. Really, it's
Kind
just
of.
a drum fill and a yeah,
It's
and then it's
kind of
skip
the theme.
intro.
It's kind of the theme.
There is a whole song, but I don't know if they've even started. I don't know anything. I don't know any more than you do.
Okay.
But Jason Sudeikis
Sudeikis.
does leave the world's longest voice memos, and he'll often leave them on the phone that I'm not using because I have 2 phones. I'm like a spy, and and if I'm in the States, I don't really use my UK phone, so I haven't checked my UK phone in a while.
Oh,
So
we all
maybe
had
it's-
that problem.
Maybe it's on there, and maybe it's not.
I haven't checked my Costa Rican phone. I'll do that right after this. This is the last question for the fan, and then I'm going to wrap it up. This is for you, I think, Marcus. Would your adorable English wife leave her adorable English husband for a less adorable, trashy American lesbian? I didn't write it.
You definitely didn't write it.
I mean, I'll check.
Okay.
Probably
good.
something worth
So
checking.
to be continued.
That's my favorite question ever.
To be continued. You wrote a magical record, and I've read a lot of bands when they're at the beginning of the cycle of a record, they're like, we're excited about the new music, and they're not. They just have to say that. But these guys have said it, and I've read it, and I feel like it is absolutely true.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, especially because I'd forgotten about Surrender. Once we make a record, I never listen to it again. And we have been writing lots and lots of songs, and we've been working more. And so I haven't listened to Rushmere since we finished it. I genuinely forgot about that song, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, you're about to go on tour. Maybe brush up a little. Un poquito. A
We're
monitor.
on tour. I should have
Monitors.
brushed up. It's
Yeah.
too late now.
Yeah. So it's just a piece of advice. I've been around for a
Thank
while.
you. Thanks so
But thank you so much because you always show up for KROQ, and I always have such a good time with you. I hate
love
that
you.
you have to leave.
No, we're going to play your song, I think.
What?
This
You
is-
guys, let's hear it from Mumford & Sons, and I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
It's just for you guys. We're very grateful to you. 2, 3. Cold is the water, you're already cold mine, already cold, cold mine. Death is at your doorstep, and it will steal your innocence. It will not steal your substance. But you are not alone in this, and you are not alone in this. As brothers we will stand and we'll hold your hand, hold your hand. And you are the mother of your baby child, the one to whom you gave life. And you have your choice, and these are what make man great. His ladder to the stars. But you are not alone in this, and you are not alone in this. As brothers we will stand and we'll hold your hand, hold your hand. I will tell the night, whisper